Holly Hills, Miss Vanessa Givens, who has come tonight with her 3 children. And she's going to make a presentation on what she has done so far and what she plans to do with this abandoned building. Thank you so much, Vanessa.
Well, thank you. Good evening, everyone. How are you? My name is Vanessa. I'm a new resident of Holly Hills. I have some plans and a vision that I've been following for a couple of years now. It's actually a transitional housing home for young girls. I was just granted 501c3 status with the government, so I'm very excited about that. Now I can go to the next level. The name of the organization is Unchanging Hands, non-for-profit organization. And the goals and objectives of the organization is basically to help reconstruct the community and get the young girls back into motion and so that they can be productive in our mainstream society. So I come to you guys for your support and see if I can do anything in particular for you as residents. Is it anything in particular that you look for out of a transitional home? Is it anything in particular that may give you some sort of fear about a transitional housing home for young girls? Your ideas will be greatly appreciated. Your feedback will be greatly appreciated. Basically, my goal here is to just reach out to this community and the girls. And I went to get a statistical report from Sergeant McFadden, but she was not in office at the time because
that's Commander.
Commander, yes.
Yes,
Commander.
big difference.
Yes.
Big difference.
Commander, in fact, thank you. She was not in office at the time, so I just wanted to get some type of information about the criminal activity out in Danville altogether so that I can have some weight and some feedback in that too. So I have my niece here because I wanted her, this is the emblem for Unchanging Hands. And this emblem to me, what it says is restoration, liberation, and restorative justice. Giving back to the community. I think that everyone deserves a right to have some support or advocate for them to help them to excel and propel to the next level in life. And I just feel like the organization itself, it offers a wide range of activities for the young girls. One, they'll receive food, shelter, and all their educational needs will be met, and then they will be transitioned back into the mainstream of society and become more self-sufficient for themselves. So our goal is basically to eradicate and negate the basic fundamental problems that has ensnared not only this community but other communities as well, focusing over life, or rather death, building faith, motivation, fortitude, as we strive to give 2 hands to help rebuild the lives of these girls. And it's also a community-based organization that I believe the most intractable social problems can be resolved. Too oftentimes is overlooked rather than addressed. We may do things like mentoring to the girls, or but not really provide a conducive place that everyone can grow and learn together. And that's the goal of my vision for Unchanging Hands organization. And I plan to be a great asset to the community and to these young girls out here. And just to continue to go forth and implement this program and implement this transitional housing home to the young girls and just offering a place of rest. I look at it as rest because you're out there so much, you do not have anyone to turn to, and just being raised in Chicago, I was raised in Chicago, so I seen it on the first hands. My mom, we actually took her house and made it into a shelter. And half the girls that stayed there, we didn't even know them. We just let them come in. They told us they were put out or they would run away, so we gave them a bed to sleep in for a day or two, and then they went back out and, I guess made up with their families. But I've always been the type of person that wanted to help because I see too many problems that ensnare, our society as a whole. And I just want to be in a position to give rather than reciprocate anything. So if I gain some sort of monetary value, that's fine, but that's not my goal. My goal is to produce effective results, to see these girls transition back into society, to see the educational level rise, and to see them to expound on their potential as individuals. So I just believe, and I demonstrate love every day. I think in order to have something like this, you must demonstrate humility and be able to give from your heart. And that's basically what the emblem itself, it shows you. It's just have a heart, give two hands to rebuild lives. And I believe that, you know, the organization itself will be very rewarding to, you know, not only Holiday Hills, but as a total society. So if you guys have any questions, yes, sir.
Well, let me start them off because we've already had a conversation. I want everybody to know. You have got a nonprofit status.
Yes.
Issued by the state.
Yes.
To you, and this is an organization, or?
Yes, this is an organization. It's a 501c3 status granted to Unchanging Hands.
And so who is in that besides you?
The board of directors. I have 4 people that serve on the board of directors. We have Michael Oyedoko, Nicole Brown, D'Angelo Brown, and then myself, Vanessa Givens.
And those are all Chicagoans?
Yes, those are all Chicagoans.
Just out of curiosity, neighbor, what brought you to Danville?
Well, my family stayed here and I visit. I stayed here some years ago, and then I moved back to Chicago. And my sister was living here, and my nieces and nephews and everyone, so we would come down and visit. And during the course of my, you know, visiting, I used to ride past this building all the time. And of course, this vision been a vision of mine for probably over about 2 years now. And it originated in Chicago, and that's what, because I came from Inglewood, so I wanted to give back to Inglewood. This vision was geared towards Inglewood, but I ended up moving here because my son liked the school down here. His name is Terrence, so he attended Northridge Middle School, and he received a scholarship from them also. So
that's where I went to.
I just stayed because, you know, for my children.
Good. Where have you got like any kind of initial funding?
Not yet.
Lined up?
Yes, well, I'm actually...
I'm sorry, what is your organization of those people in Chicago, what do they presently do?
One of them just graduated with a 2nd degree. Another one is a pastor. And then the other one, Nicole Brown, she also attends school. She's received...
Oh, but there hasn't been any kind of movement as far as doing up there what you plan to do here?
No,
this is a new group with fresh ideas and fresh eyes, and okay, good.
Yes.